guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie if you're new here. I hope your day is going well. And today we're going to do a video that I didn't really think I was going to do because I hadn't come up with the idea until like an hour ago. And the video we are doing today, that you probably have already read the title because that's why you clicked on the video, is going to be books that I'm not gonna read in 2018. New releases that are coming out this year that I am not gonna read. Because apparently we're still on the controversial track and I just can't not do this video. Double negatives are fun. Let's get started. If you've been on BookTube for longer than a month, you've heard of Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. Sasha Alsberg is a very popular YouTuber, and when this book came out, I had heard the synopsis, I had thought about reading it, and I just decided not gonna happen because even though I do appreciate Sasha as a booktuber, I've watched her videos numerous times, but I don't subscribe to her anymore, I just had no interest in it. And the reason for that is I just kind of expected this book not to be something that I was into, despite the fact that the synopsis sounds pretty cool. I just have no interest in reading it. There are a lot of people right now who are doing ranty reviews about how it's not great, and I just was like, yeah, nope. So there's going to be a list of books in this video, kind of along the line of Zenith. None of the other books that I'm going to talk about are by booktubers, but they're going to be books that I'm like, I'm not going to read this because of X, Y, and Z, and if you guys had thought about reading these books, maybe you'll steer clear from them now because you might trust my opinion, or you'll dislike the video because I don't like your favorite author. One of those two. And obviously, disclaimer here, don't mean to offend you if I don't like your author or the book that you're excited for or any of those things. A book that I just have no interest in, also because I haven't read the trilogy that comes before this book, is Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi. This book is going to take the world by storm. I'm absolutely positive of it, but I have no interest in the Shatter Me series, much less Restore Me, and I just don't think I'm gonna be reading it, mostly because people tell me that they think I would not like the Shatter Me series, so I'm not going to put myself through 3 books that I probably won't like to get to the 4th book. The next book that I'm not going to read in 2018 is The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. This was something that I'm sure people already knew. I don't want to read the sequel to Carve the Mark, which this is, and I just have no interest in it. I did review Carve the Mark, and I enjoyed the process of reviewing Carve the Mark and the attention that review got, but I will not be continuing on in this series because I don't like Veronica Roth's writing, and I don't like the representation that she put into the first novel, and I don't think that there's going to be anything that sways my opinion on that. And now the next 3 books that I'm going to talk about all come from the same author. And this will come to no shock, as I'm sure people already know, but I have no interest in reading the 3 books that Sarah J. Maas is coming out with this year. The Throne of Glass book I have no interest in because I have not read the Throne of Glass series, and I don't plan on reading the Throne of Glass series. I also don't particularly plan on reading A Court of Fire and Stars? Court of Fire and Starlight, ACOFAS, which is a fucking ridiculous acronym, by the way. I don't plan on reading that, mostly because I didn't want to read it at the end of ACOWAR in the first place, but also at the same time, reading the synopsis now, I'm just very frustrated that it's still about Feyre and we were supposed to get more point of views from this world, and we're just still only sticking with Feyre, milk, bread, Feyre, and I'm so tired of her point of view. So unless people tell me that this book is amazeballs, I will not be reading it. And then the only book that I have just maybe will be reading from Sarah J. Maas this year is the novel of Catwoman. I have a lot of reluctance and hesitation and doubt going into this novel. I think that Sarah J. Maas could do a good job with this, but at the same time I'm also very, very worried about it. I may review this book for my channel, potentially, but I also don't know if I'm going to read it because I don't want to read something that I'm not going to enjoy, and at this point I have a feeling that I probably won't enjoy this particular novel written by her just because I treasure Catwoman in the way that I've always liked her, and I don't know if Sarah J. Maas will be able to capture that. And the next 2 books that I will not be reading in 2018 are both known around BookTube and BookTwitter as being very controversial. The first one being The Continent by somebody, I don't honestly know. This book was going to be published last year, but then came under fire for being extremely problematic. I never got a hold of any of those arcs. I wasn't really like big on BookTube or had any concept of what was going on with the continent, but even reading the synopsis that's still on Goodreads, I just have no intention of reading this. I don't want to put myself through another traumatic experience reading a book that I know that I'm not gonna like. So I will not be reading this book or reviewing it for my channel. It's just not gonna happen. I will not waste my time. And the last book that I will not be wasting my fucking time on in 2018 is The Iron Flower? Is that what it's called? Yeah, The Iron Flower by Lori Forrest, the sequel to The Black Witch. I read The Black Witch last year and hated it. Absolutely fucking hated it. This book is supposed to address racism in a fantasy setting, and I felt like the author did an abysmal job of it, and it still seems to be that she doesn't really understand why people had problems with her writing in this next novel, according to what she's written on the Goodreads page for this sequel. I think that they did a fantastic job with the cover, but also at the same time don't particularly think that there is any way that I will read this book unless people that I trust tell me that she has gotten better at what she is trying to do with this series. I highly doubt that she will turn around what happened in The Black Witch and make the next book a good installment to this series, so I don't plan on reading it, and if I get proved wrong, then maybe I will, but at the same time, I did not enjoy The Black Witch, and I'm not going to waste my time hating a book to try and review it for my channel, so that's basically what's gonna happen. And so those were the books that I plan on not reading in 2018. Shorten that TBR a little bit for me, just, you know, that's how this works, I guess. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I may as well do it again at some point. Just let me know down in the comments what books you don't plan on reading in 2018, and let's just be, you know, controversial together. I'm gonna go now, guys. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Bye!